Hey there. Sorry, a little last minute getting dressed. Good morning, Julie Flanagan. Oh, slept in a little this morning. Don't worry, I've got a nice full pot brewed, and I'm looking forward to drinking some. Come on out. Let's give you a grand tour of my place. It's gonna be one of the last times I give you a tour of this place. Gonna show you what's going on outside. It's a wet and kind of chilly late April day. I think it's Sunday, April 16th. Gonna put my coffee down. Gonna get some books to rest my phone against. Oh, that's good. Feels good. Wasn't sure I was gonna make it. I don't know where I would have gone if I didn't make it to the couch. But I was going to make it to the couch either way. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy. Hello, Lewis Moore. Hello, Sue Olson. Hello, George Finn. Hello, Nick McNoltz. Hello, Rob. Donna, I believe it says, user Chevy. Jack, Jess, Sabrina, Art, Shannon, Grandma, Verification, A-Rod. We got Alex Rodriguez tuning in on this Sunday morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Sunday morning. I think it's April 16th. Happy Sunday. This is a show that I have been doing for quite some time. It's funny, kind of, how many different locations I've done. Good morning, Karma's Kiss. How many different individual broadcasts I have done. I mean, it's got to be almost 1,000. Maybe not. No, I was doing it once a week for a long time. I was only doing it once a week for most of its existence, so I haven't done it 1,000 times. But I've done it a lot. But anyway, it's a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing. It's a show about me kind of going through life and leading down the path that is life and getting my day started and smelling the roses and enjoying the moment and rubbing the sleep out of my eyes and shaking off my body to wake it up a little bit and kind of going through my morning routine a little bit. And for those that have been watching a while, you know it's more than just a show about me talking, though, and getting started with my day. It is a show, for those that have been watching a while, you know. Oh, yes, you do know. It is a show, also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, on this wet day, I was going to give it a negative description. I was going to call it something negative, but I'm working on that. I think we should appreciate the rain and the sunshine and I almost think I heard a little thunder. But either way, I was going to give it a negative description, and I won't. I'll just call it a wet day. Good morning, Paula. But anyway, I'm so excited to take my first sip at this kind of late hour for me. I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh. 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 Let's just keep going. This might be the day that we've all dreamed of. The day that we've all dreamed of. That we've all talked about, where I don't even talk. I just sit here with a blank stare. This is my blank stare. Looking out the window. Hunched over like a troll. Sipping my coffee. That might be just weird enough where you'd get a ton of viewers. Good morning, Robert. Good morning, Lois. Good morning, Todd. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Linda. Hey, Linda, thank you so much for sharing the live. Do we know each other? Have you been on before? I apologize if you've been on a bunch. Good morning, Jody's hoodie. Jody's, does it... My eyes, when I just wake up, are much worse, I think. Or they've gotten worse in the last month. Or I'm sleeping a little better, sleeping a little later. Because I don't know if anyone has ever gone live that's watching right now, but you can slide the screen to the left and it gets a little bigger. I don't know, the font or whatever I'm reading, the text. And I still am struggling reading it right now. Do I sell these hoodies? No, I would like to someday. I'd like to. Somehow, some way, I'd like to do Coffee with Ken professionally. For those who've been watching a while, you know I was a realtor for 17 years. I've gone through a lot of changes over the last year or 2 years. A significant one, was leaving the real estate business after 17 years of doing fairly okay. Good morning, Eugenie. Linda, it is. It's the names that I struggle with. Somebody asked, is this better? I appreciate that, Linda, that you bolding your font for me. I can read the words. It's the names that I struggle with. So, anyway, yeah, I was a realtor for 17 years, and I did fairly okay, and I was better than average, and probably in the top third, maybe in terms of sales. But in the top third, you're still struggling. Well, thank you, Four Laker. I'm glad. I appreciate that. And then, Nikki, you know me from Four Lakes, probably. If you can't handle the soup plate, stay out of the door frame. I don't understand that. Karma's Kiss is sharing the live. Good morning, Lynn. Wow, this is fun. We have a nice audience this morning. I was doing this show while I was still at the tail end of my real estate career last fall, every morning at about 8 o'clock. Not about 8 o'clock. I did exactly 8 o'clock. And for the longest time, I was doing this show because I needed to talk and I needed to share some feelings. And I've got an active brain and I struggle with anxiety. I used to drink a lot of alcohol, or beer at least. I don't like saying alcohol. Smoke some pot, a lot of pot. And you're sweet, Nikki. I used to sell a lot of homes in Four Lakes. And I used to live in Four Lakes. I got a viewer that used to live in Four Lakes that's watching. Four Lakes is a community where I lived after my first divorce. I lived a beautiful community of a bunch of condos, a couple of 3,000 condos probably, set amongst the lakes and the hills, and there's swimming pools, and there's a bar in the center of it. There's a ski hill even. And where I live, just west of Chicago, is a very, very flat area. But for some reason, there's this big hill in the middle of this community, and they have tow ropes, and people ski on it, or ski there in the winter, and they make their own snow, and it's a really, really neat community. It seems it's attractive to a lot of recently divorced guys, men, particularly because oftentimes, as I've experienced twice, the man usually gets kicked out of the house, and the wife usually stays with the kids. And this happened to me multiple times. And one of those times, I moved from my home in Naperville into Four Lakes. Again, I don't want to call it like a singles community. That seems wrongly phrased. But it's just a community with a lot going on. And hello, Valerie. And hello, Jody Toady. Hello, Katie. It's a community with a lot going on. And so if you look outside your window and you're missing your wife, or you're missing your kids, or you're missing your home, you'll see somebody walking their dog down the street or whatever. And you'll see people playing Frisbee or going to the swimming pool. And, for, I think, lonely divorced dads that are struggling, because divorce is hard on men too. I think a lot of people don't appreciate that. Divorce is really hard on men. I'm sure it's hard on women too. I just haven't lived it. It's good to have a community to go to with a lot of activities, a lot of people around. I don't know, helped me a lot, and I think it helps a lot of other people as well. Yeah, isn't it beautiful, Nikki? I've always said if I had $1 jillion, I would buy that whole neighborhood. I don't know what I would do with it, but it's a little treasure and it's a little pocket. And if you're driving by on either 53 or on Maple right there, on either side of it, this bird is intrusive. I don't know if you can hear it. Yeah, there's boating too and great fishing. Great fishing, great fishing. Amazing. And I mean, it's boating, but they rent out, and it's free for residents. Little paddle boats or rowboats or canoes. And it's just beautiful. It's amazing. And if you're driving by on one of the streets, you don't even know you're really passing it. You can't really tell. There's just some wooded area off to this way, but you go in winding roads, and it's amazing. A lot of great. It's in Illinois. It's in Lisle, Illinois. It's called Four Lakes, Lisle. If you do a Google search, you'll probably find a lot of my marketing for it because. And again, if you're living in Colorado, don't come there and think it's going to be the Rocky Mountains or anything like that. Head out from Taiwan because it's not. But for somebody that lives in the suburbs of Chicago, it feels, and I always said, it's like Michigan living in Chicago with the lakes and the trees and the hills and what have you. I think it is healing. I mean, I don't know. Somebody asked if it sounds peaceful, or said it sounds peaceful and healing. There's a crazy side to it a lot as well. There's a lot of like beach volleyball and a lot of probably excessive drinking and what have you. But it's a fun place and a good place. I don't know. I found it good to go to. I sold a lot of condos there. Not that we want to talk real estate. People often ask how many homes a year did I sell. And I honestly probably averaged about 20. I'll just throw that number out. 20 homes a year. But at least 10 of them were probably in Four Lakes. In Four Lakes, the condos are priced on average, let's just say about $150,000. If you're out if you're selling 20 $500,000 homes, you're going to be making a lot of money. But when a big chunk of them were lower priced homes, you're going to be doing okay. And I was always doing it's right by Seven Bridges, exactly. I was always doing okay as a realtor, but even okay as a realtor can be a struggle. You're living paycheck to paycheck. You have great months where you feel you're going to be rolling in it forever. And then you have months where you're going, crap, how am I going to pay my bills? And I mean, I realized that's not the challenge I had with real estate. I think the career was what I didn't love. I think I could have gotten through the volatility and the ups and downs and the disappointments and the driving around and not getting paid or whatever. But I think I just struggled with what it is to sell real estate. And I don't think I really loved it like I needed to love it to do well. I think you really have to love it because it's a 24-hour-a-day job. It's a job where if you're out at a party or you're out at a coffee shop and the subject of real estate comes up, you're on the clock, if that makes sense to you. You're on the clock because somebody's going to start telling you a story about real estate or an experience with real estate or tell you everything they know or how they wanted to be a realtor or how they watch HGTV or how they got screwed by a realtor or how they love their realtor or give you a real estate story. And that just comes with the territory. Thank you so much for joining, Paula. And namaste to you, Sarita. If you're not ready to do that at all times, whether you're at church or at the store or at coffee or you ever want, I'd almost say, what is it called? Barriers? Put up barriers or borders? I don't know. When you protect yourself from the outside world, you almost can't have those up because people are going to come at you all times and, you'll be sitting in a library and somebody will see you and recognize you and go, hey, that's Ken the realtor. How's the market? And, it's just all the time. And, it's all boundaries. Thank you. It's all the time. And, sometimes I just want to say, leave me alone. say good morning or say, hey, how are you? Or touch base as a human. But, first thing in the morning or at church, to feel like you have to talk real estate or somebody say, hey, I hear realtors are making a ton of money. Like you got to share how much you're selling or share how you're doing or, I just don't think anyone in the world has more interest. Thank you, Sarita. Is no career is more interesting to the typical human than a realtor. You could be a spy or the president of the United States or I don't know the CEO or the astronaut, and nobody would ask you as many questions than they do if you're a realtor. They're going to keep coming. Oh, want to tell you everything they know about real estate and about their leaky roof and how much they paid and how the appraisal went and what happened in their divorce and and it's all the time. And it was just kind of funny. I just didn't love it that much. I got into real estate because there is yeah, maybe Montgomery, but I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, when I got in, I did it as I enjoyed I thought I would enjoy the flexible work schedule, the running your own business, and the unlimited upside. And it has all that. It has all that. And, but it wasn't the right business for me. I think I like being in business. Uh, I think I like being in business. And we love having coffee with Ken. Well, thank you, Katie. Thank you. So I'm going to sip a little more coffee. So that's a lot about real estate. But anyway, what got me onto real estate? I don't know. I'm still sleeping keeping my license up. Good morning, Ty. How are you? I like when I have some names pop on they don't come on all the time. Shannon, is she watching? Is she watching? Is she there, Shannon? Somebody asked. Is it anybody's birthday today that's watching right now? Is it anybody's birthday today that's watching right now? I love singing happy birthday. I love singing. Hello, Rock Dugan. Shannon, then I'm not singing happy birthday to somebody that's not even watching. I don't think. But one period in my life while I was in real estate, I worked at Outback Steakhouse. And I've talked about this before. I worked at Outback Steakhouse. And one of the jobs, at the time we used to sing happy birthday and bring out some special ice cream for the customer whose birthday it was. And the waiter would have to sing their happy birthday song. And they try and gather up all the other waiters. And I'll tell you what, when you're waiting tables, it's a busy job. You don't have time where you're just sitting around. Usually you got waters to run or food to run or, I don't know, check on your customers. You're pretty busy, at least if the restaurant's busy. But anyway, all the waiters would look around and look for other waiters to help them sing because they didn't want to do it by themselves. And they always found me because I'm loud and I'm cheesy. Good morning, Joy. And I, for some reason, despite not having a singing voice, really enjoyed singing. And I think it went, happy, happy birthday from all of us to you. Happy, happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Hey, happy, happy birthday. I forget the rest of the song. It's been about 10 years. But anyway, it always made me smile and always made me laugh. And I brought it over to here. And so now if it's somebody's birthday that's tuning in or watching, I sing them a happy birthday. And I used to do it almost every day. I don't know if my viewership was up, but I got 40 people watching. I got 40 people watching. Yeah, you died when we had to sing. Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of the waiters really didn't like singing happy birthday, but I kind of did. I don't know. I think it makes customers smile, and I really enjoy making people smile. Good morning, Sean. I really enjoy making people smile, and I think I have a gift of making people happy somehow. I don't know why. I don't even really try. I mean, I don't know. I think I speak in encouragement. My native tongue is encouragement. Or, yeah, my native tongue is encouragement. When I walk in, I currently work at Outback Steakhouse. Not Outback Steakhouse. I work at a Super Target about 5 minutes from here. And I don't know. I would say I'm certainly one of the top friendliest people there. My boss, direct boss, is kind of like me. She's a little crazy too. And she's loud and she's funny and she's always smiling and always kind of laughing. But she's a good boss as well. And it's funny, I can hear her from several aisles over. I know when she's in the store, and it's a huge store, and when she's not. And I think we're probably the two loudest, probably two most joyful people. Well, thank you, Brett. Somebody said, my teeth are so nice and white. I appreciate that. I wonder if it's the dim glow that I'm getting from outside. Something is reacting. Did I even tell you what my coffee was this morning? I'm not sure I even told you what my coffee was this morning. Teaches you can't learn anywhere else. Yeah, somebody said there's something that service industry teaches you. And I talked about this before. I don't know. I've done some hiring. I've had some higher position jobs, but I've also worked some lower position jobs. I would think being a waiter would look good on a resume. Because you got to work hard, you got to hustle, you got to work as a team, and you got to take care of the customer. And almost in any profession, and you got to get along with others, you can find uses for all those skills. Hello from the Philippines. What is in the coffee? I am drinking the cinnamon dolce. And for those that have been watching over the last couple months, you know it's my current favorite coffee. But I took the sip this morning with just a hint, just a little baby hint of disappointment. Just a little hint of disappointment. I had a hard time getting out of bed this morning. I was struggling with a little fear and a little anxiety. And I was still tired. And I was laying in bed and I go, I wonder if I have enough Sumatra left to make a pot. Sumatra is a very dark roast by Starbucks. When I got to my cupboard, I opened up. The bag was in there, but there was just a little, maybe a half pot left in the bag. And this is not a half pot day. This is a full pot day. This is a full pot day. And so I need to chug some because it's 8:24. And for those that are watching, my Sundays are a busy day. It's one of my few non-work days. It's weird. I work an entry-level job 5 days a week, full-time. And it's funny because I enjoy the job. It's fairly exhausting. I stock shelves and spread cheer at a local service or Super Target. And I make people smile and I bring some energy to the company. And I think I do a pretty good job, honestly. But the income I'm earning isn't enough. I have a lifestyle and live in a location that's fairly expensive. I have 4 kids and 2 ex-wives and a lot of commitments, financial commitments, and bills are expensive. Where I live is expensive, and I'm going to have to make some changes. So when I woke up this morning, I'm going, crap, I got to make these changes soon. The Lord does provide, Katie. The Lord does provide. The Lord does provide. And I think for most of my life, I needed to know the answers and need to know what's coming down the pipeline or have a solution for every issue or challenge. But if you just keep going and keep doing your thing and keep waking up and keep going to work and keep drinking your coffee and keep walking your dog and keep picking up your son and keep going to church and keep laying your son down for a nap and, doing your thing, the Lord does provide. And keep praying. Keep praying. I think if you really start getting into your praying, your prayers get answered. And, not always, dear God, I want to win the lottery and $1 million lands in your lap. But for me, and I don't know if it's my inner voice or God talking to me or whatever, but I usually get some wisdom coming to me, and when I need some wisdom, and most often that inner voice or the God tells me to keep going, and I'm on the right path, so keep on going down that path. Uh, can I laugh at that, Sarita? I can laugh at that. I think I have somebody from the Philippines said she's praying for God to give her an American man for Mary. She wants to get married to an American man. I mean, you don't want to marry me. I mean, I could give you my ex-wife's number. You don't want to marry me. But I am recently single, so maybe you don't want to marry me. No. I don't think I ever want to get married. I mean, maybe someday. I'd probably do it again. You're from Nepal. Huh. Nepal is where, like, the Himalayas are, isn't it? That'd be cool. I would date a woman from Nepal just to go see Mount Everest. And just, I assume, okay, not Philippines, Nepal. Wow. Huh. Good morning, Whirling Dervish. I've thought a lot for me. I've thought a lot about moving. Can you see like big mountains out your window, Sarita, from Nepal? Healing touch for your daughter. Oh, Wiggy, I'll give a little prayer for your daughter as well. So thank you for joining in, and thank you for sharing some of your struggles. Sarita, I will pray for you, but I mean, you're just praying for an American man to marry. You know, God will answer your prayers, but it might not be the way you think. I don't think an American man's going to show up at your door and want to get married today. I think God will lead you where you're supposed to go. And, you know, whether it's an American man or whatever, I think God will bring you what you need. And you don't always know what you need. You think you need something. Yeah. You think you might need $1 million or an American man to marry or a new car or something like that. But the path will become clear as it happens. And it's kind of neat how that happens. You're in Colorado, Teresa Lynn, but the mountains in Colorado, and rarely do I get to say this, aren't nearly as tall as the ones in Nepal. I have somebody from Colorado joining and somebody from Nepal. And I've been to Colorado. The mountains are big. The mountains are beautiful. But the mountains are really big in the Himalayas. I think they're like 32,000 feet, Mount Everest, or 29,000, one of those two feats. I mean, that's really tall. That's like 2.5 times as tall as anything in Colorado, I think. Maybe 2 times. I think probably the tallest mountain in peak in Colorado might be 14,000 feet. Is it Long's Peak? Is it Pike's Peak? I'm not sure. But it's one of those two, I think. You're always starving. Well, I'm really glorifying Nepal falsely if you're starving. Poor Sarita, is anybody watching? Is there a single, does he have to be an American? I've got a viewer from Nepal that says she's living in Nepal and she wants to marry an American man. This could be like the dating game show. I could be, you know, hooking people up. I could be hooking people up. I could set up Sarita from Nepal. A lot of American men probably are into Nepalese women. I think I'm saying that right. Nepalese. Nepalese. And I work hard to listen. Hello. Somebody saying some language. Vietnam ciao. I have a sister-in-law that's from Vietnam that was born in Vietnam. I have 2 nephews that are half Vietnamese. And so welcome from Vietnam. You get if you plan a proposal to her. Hello from Thailand. It's so weird. Sometimes I get so many people from Asia. Katie's going to, hey, Sarita, if you're still watching, Katie's going to pack up some men and ship them over. I don't know how well you know America, but Katie lives in Texas. And a Texas man is probably different than a lot of other men. And he's going to probably show up at your door wearing boots and a cowboy hat, maybe. And I don't know if you're into boots or a cowboy hat, but I bet some women sure are. I don't know if Nepalese women are into boots and cowboy hats. But I don't know. I don't know. How would you ship a man from Texas to Nepal? You tell him about Mount Everest and the beautiful, exciting, exotic women that are there that are looking to marry American men. So we're really bringing people together. Now I've got half of Texas marrying Nepalese women, maybe bringing them back or feeding them because Sarita said she's starving. I mean, they have big things in Texas. They probably have big meals. He comes with a horse and a truck. You people have such a weird idea of Texas. Well, I've been to Texas, Abe. I've been to Texas. My Vietnamese nephews, or one of them, lives in Texas, actually. Lives in Austin, Texas. I went to Fort Worth, Texas, and I think that is a neat place, and it's what out-of-staters view. When I think of Texas, I must say I think of Western movies and cowboys and this and that. And Fort Worth's got a really neat area that's awesome. And, I've been to Dallas, and I was going, hey, this is just like some big city anywhere else. But if you go to Fort Worth, and there's an area, and I forget what it's called, but it's where they bring in the cattle and what have you, and it really feels like Texas, like what you envision in Texas. And there's cowboy hat stores, and but they've been there a long time, and the bars are old, and it's just kind of cool and almost dusty. The stockyards, yeah, Abe, that was super cool, the stockyards. You're right, Joy. We got a few people watching that now. I thought it was so neat. My wife and I went. My ex-wife and I went. We went to actually my nephew's wedding, and. We were in the middle of the state. We didn't know what to do because the middle of the state wasn't that exciting. And somebody said, oh, go to Fort Worth. It's neat. And we went to Fort Worth. We stayed near the stockyards. We had our little nugget. I have a little nugget of love that I got to go leave and go pick up in a few minutes named Augie. And he was just a little baby. He was born small, and he was only like 2 months old at the time, maybe not even a month and a half old. And we took him on a plane, and he was a little tiny baby. He was probably like 6 pounds. And took him to Fort Worth. We hung out with him in various bars. We went shopping. We actually had a nice time. So those are my memories of Fort Worth. And but it is 8:34, and it is Sunday morning. And as I was saying, on Sundays I go pick up my little nugget of love, Augie, from his mama's house, and we hang out today. And we spend the day. And thank you, Zip. I appreciate that. And we're probably going to go to church, maybe eat a little breakfast because I'm hungry. And I woke up too late to have breakfast before I went live this morning. And we're probably going to go to church and have breakfast or Starbucks. Come back, have some lunch, put him down for his nap. He's the sweetest little hugger, sweetest little angel, sweetest little nugget of love. And he'll probably wake up from his nap around 3. We'll play for an hour or so. And then I'll take him back to his mama's, and I'll probably cry. It's hard being a divorced dad. And it's hard having time with your kids in little bits and chunks. And it's not what I envisioned, but it's what I have. And I'm looking forward to having it today. So I want to thank you guys all for joining, and thank you for sharing your coffee with me on a Sunday morning. And thank you just for being a little part of my life today and joining me on a Sunday morning. So I appreciate you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. I hope you had a great night's sleep. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.